and welcome to Geography at the Gainsborough Academy. In this short presentation, I'm going to be talking through what we do in geography as a department, why geography is a really fascinating subject, and why we think you should take geography as one of your options for GCSE. So what is geography? Well, geography is one of the most popular subjects taken at GCSE, with over a third of all pupils in England taking it as one of their options. Geography is a fascinating subject. It's not just about sitting in the classroom learning things from a book, it's actually about studying the world around us and what we can do to shape the future. You only have to turn on a TV to understand why geography is an important subject. Many of the global issues that we face right now as a planet can only be solved by first understanding them, and geography is the key to all of this. So what will you actually learn when studying Geography GCSE? Well, there's three main areas, and these all correspond to three papers that make up the final exam. You will be assessed on different units as we work through the content in class, but there is no official coursework, there is just the three final exam papers. Paper 1 is called Living with the Physical World. This is all to do with physical geography. The first part is natural hazards. Here we focus on the effects and responses to hazard events such as earthquakes, tropical storms, and climate change. We have a think about what these are, how they are formed, and the impacts that these have on people. The second part is physical landscapes in the UK. Here we look at coastal areas and we look at rivers. Again, we have a look at what these places are like and we have a think about how they impact people. For coasts, we look at the impacts of coastal erosion on the communities that live there, and rivers, we look at the responses to flooding. The living world is where we look at different ecosystems. So these could be small-scale ecosystems or some of the large ecosystems that we find around the planet. We focus in particular on two of these places, rainforests and cold environments. Here we look at where these places are found, what they are like, some of the animals and plants that live there, and how humans are changing these places. Paper 2 is called Challenges in the Human Environment, and this is where we look at the interactions between people and the world around us. The first part is urban challenges. Here we look at cities in both high-income countries and low-income countries. We look at what it's like for people to live in these places and what we can do to change the cities for the better in the future. Changing economic world is all to do with money, jobs, and businesses. Again, it's comparing the lives of people in HICs and LICs and having a think about how these places develop. Challenges of resource management is the final part. This has a look at some of the important resources we use and need to survive, things like food, water, and energy. In particular, we look at energy use in the UK. We have a think about where we get our energy from and how we can ensure that our supply of energy can continue into the future. Paper 3 is definitely the most interesting part of the course. It's called Geographical Applications, and it's where we apply all of the knowledge that we've already got from Paper 1 and Paper 2 and think about how this links to real-world examples. Part of this is an issue evaluation. You will have to make a decision-making exercise based on a real-life issue. To do this, you receive material from the exam before you actually sit it. This gives us a chance to review and revise this in class before it comes to the actual exam. The final part of this as well is fieldwork. Now, as part of the course, you're required to know and understand the skills needed to go out into the real world to conduct real geographical fieldwork. Now, for this, we get a chance to actually go on a field trip. We go to the town of Hornsey to have a look at coastal erosion, and we go to the town of Bridlington to have a look at urban changes in these areas. In the geography department, we have a saying that whilst we might not always achieve excellence, we should always strive towards it. Here we have some examples of some of the ways that we set high standards in the department. We look for really good, well-presented bookwork. We look for pupils being able to assess their own understanding to help them progress towards the future. And we want a good attitude towards work. A positive mindset can achieve anything. Through geography, you will be able to pick up many skills that are going to have a really positive impact on your other subjects in school and your future experiences in life. You can see here that we have many of the skills that we learn and develop as part of studying geography. Geography will also link into many of the other subjects that you have a chance to take at the Gainsborough Academy. Even thinking about the core subjects, geography and some of the skills we learn underpin some of these as well. It links to English because we study how to form arguments, how to develop opinions, being able to persuade people. It links to maths because a lot of what we do is taking data from the real world, understanding it, completing sums, and presenting the data in ways that we can understand it, such as making and drawing graphs. It also links to science because many of the other topics will link across both subjects. Things like the rock cycle and climate change are all important parts that cross over both subjects. So you will get a chance to revise the content in two separate subjects, which is a real benefit when it comes to remembering it for the exam. With all the skills that you have just seen, studying geography is going to put you in a really good position for the future, whether it's applying for college, applying for university, or applying for jobs in the future. We can see from this slide that I have lots of examples of jobs that directly link into geography. Many of these are to do with working with people, working with places, or trying to understand and change the world around us. These jobs are not just limited though. There are lots of other jobs that you can use the skills that you have picked up in geography and apply them to. Studying geography puts you in a really good position for your future life. Thank you for watching this video today, and we really hope to hear from you soon.